As residents of the Caribbean island St. Vincent flee tons of ash and gas from erupting volcano La Soufrière, its government has become the latest and most glaring example of the caste system that politicians and technocrats are creating with their wildly anti-rights COVID-19 so-called vaccine passports. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. You know, in a YouTube video posted April 9th, Vincentian Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves expressed his government's claim to control evacuation resources and openly stated that he and his bureaucrats would not place fleeing residents aboard waiting ships if those residents could not show proof of so-called vaccination.
Those who are vaccinated, she can get them going there on the vessel, those on the ships, those who to go to particular destinations, those who are not yet vaccinated but who would be vaccinated, you wouldn't want to send them immediately after vaccination. You'd want to hold them, keep them for a day or two, because if some persons upon vaccination, you know, they develop an itch, a little wooziness in their head. You know how that is.
But the rhetoric in the surface level is actually hiding a much deeper problem, something about which many liberty-minded people have been warning for some time. The virus and the lockdowns and the other anti-rights edicts from governments are being used not only to restrict human movement, but also to track people and to create a two-tiered system of so-called permitted and non-permitted cattle-like humans. CBS Evening News' Nora O'Donnell confirmed the Vincentian situation, saying,
"Tonight, nearly 20,000 people are out of their homes on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent after the first volcanic eruption there in more than 40 years. The volcano sent a thick cloud of smoke 20,000 feet into the sky, spewing ash for miles. Cruise ships are evacuating people from the island, but only those vaccinated against COVID."
Now, the policy appears to be less of an official one dictated by the Prime Minister or his cabinet than it is a policy for the cruise ships and those islands to which the ships might take evacuees. Reports ABC News, many worry that evacuation efforts would be hampered by the pandemic, with Gonsalves noting that the cruise ships and other islands would require evacuees to be vaccinated. He also said he was working with other Caribbean governments to ensure that they could accept an ID card, since not everyone has a passport. But the two-tier caste system is clear, and it matches what many fear. In fact, this mirrors what many have already noted in Israel, where the green vaccine passport system already has seen the population split into those granted freedom to shop and travel and those unvaccinated people who can't enjoy the same liberty, even as government data collection invades privacy and opens a frightening door to hack attacks. And this is the same kind of system that bureaucrats in the oppressive European Union are planning to roll out in June, and which Joe Biden has promoted as a great idea to eat more American tax money. In the United States, there's this thing called the Constitution, which strangely doesn't allow Joe to spend other people's money on things like that, or on vaccines, or on the salary of people like Dr. Anthony Fauci. In fact, it blocks this sort of thing. The fact that he and other presidents and the DC hacks have expended our neighbors' cash on these types of things indicates to us that the constitutional barriers mean nothing to them, and warns us that in all likelihood the Biden administration will adopt a surreptitious policy of helping create state or federal passport systems that the feds will offer to various lower-level politicians and corporations. And why worry? After all, we U.S. serfs have lived for a long, long time in their caste system. That system telling us we're separate and distinctly less important than they, that our rights mean nothing, and that each of our distinct individual selves is something that they can sacrifice for the so-called public good, as tautological as that is. So why worry? Surely the unconstitutional lockdowns and mandates already have shown us that we can trust politicians and the government. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hey, as always, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Remember, all the videos are hosted at Rumble, and we invite you to join us at MRCTV.org, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Parler for MRC TV. I'm Gardner Goldsmith.